of wizards.
I wanna see a face!
The film, this time is titled Black Adam, tells the story of a slave, who was chosen by the ancestors to be given almighty power, and has the duty to protect the people of Kahndaq. This film starring The Rock is certainly eagerly awaited by many superhero movie fans, because it is part of from comic stories. We all know about The Rock, that the film never fails. As usual, prepare snacks and sit in the most comfortable place. Scene opens in 2600 BC, in a place called Kahndaq. This place is a prosperous area and the people are happy, until one day, an evil king named Anak is appointed to lead the country. King Anak is very crazy about power and strength, the power of mystical knowledge. One day the king received information that he could get the highest power by allying with the devil, through a crown called slate. To make this slate crown, a rare stone called eternium was needed. To get this eternium, the evil king imposed forced labor or slavery to its inhabitants, in a stone quarry in Kahndaq,
And force them to dig.
One day in the eternium mine, someone managed to find a large lump of eternium. He then tried to exchange the stone by asking for a large fee from the royal employee who was on guard. He thought he would be given a large fee, but instead got Ronaldo's kick in the buttocks. Seeing this incident, a small child who was tired of seeing the oppression that made him eat badly every day, finally got angry with the king, and then decided to rebel. He took the eternium stone earlier, and showed it off to the people in the mining, shouting loudly, inviting all residents to fight against the king, who won independence for all of them. As a result of his actions, the child was caught and sentenced to death by the king. When the execution was about to be carried out, suddenly,
Got a miracle.
He had some money.
They empowered him with the gifts of the ancient gods. Entered a boy. The Council of Wizards.
with that power, this chosen child then came to the king, and killed him. Along with the death of the king, the child also disappeared.
Is a vampire.
The story turns to the present. When Kahndaq is being colonized by a military group called Intergang, there is a group of people consisting of Adriana, Kareem, Ismail and Bud. They enter a cave, which is believed to be a place to awaken the hero of the past, to ask for help expelling the invaders from their country.
What if it really is the crown?
With a map and the ability to read ancient letters, step by step they entered the cave. They finally found the cursed crown, which King Anak used to wear, but suddenly, Adriana saw an inscription on the ground. She then took the initiative to read it.
Shiza!
Suddenly a person in a black robe appeared, and he immediately slaughtered the Intergangs in the cave.
Boss say you go.
Chief say your turn.
At that moment, Adrian was sure that this was the hero he had been looking for. The hero had awakened from his old sleep. Adrian decided to leave the cave and away from the battle area with the crown of slate in hand. From his rear view mirror, Adriana could see an almighty power, which belonged to the hero.
I wanna see a face! Stay in black!
Suddenly, the hero appeared in front of Adriana's car. He asked Adriana to give him the crown he was carrying, because he did not want the crown to fall into the wrong hands, and could cause destruction like in the past. When he was about to take the crown, suddenly a rocket appeared towards him. The hero is then injured, because the rocket that hit him earlier contains ethernium, which is his only weakness. Adriana then takes him to be treated. The scene switches to Adriana's house, the place where the hero, who turns out to be named Tad Adam, is taken to get treatment. There Tad Adam meets Adriana's son named Eamon. Eamon is so amazed to see the superhero, whom he has idolized, is there. In his room, Tad Adam was confused to see his hometown before. Now it has changed a lot. He then left the house to go around. Eamon was an ignorant child and really hated soldiers. He was looking for trouble with one of the soldiers on duty. The soldier then chased him. You, who was caught, were almost beaten up. If Adrian didn't pick him up, the armed soldiers who realized that Adriana was a fugitive from the rebels they had been looking for all this time, immediately tried to arrest both of them, but tried to ask for help from Tad Adam. Then later, elsewhere, someone named Hawkman received information that there was a magician named Tad Adam who rose and made a mess in Kahndaq. He immediately set up a team to make an arrest. This team is called Justice Society, is a team unit tasked with maintaining world peace, consisting of a cyclone who has the power of wind, or a smasher who can turn into a giant, Fee who is a good wizard, and also himself who has the ability to fly into the sky. This justice immediately gathers and heads for Kahndaq using a sophisticated plane. On board, they made a plan to catch Adam's tat.
We're here.
They had just entered the Kahndaq area, when Feed saw a person fly, by choking two soldiers, and dropping them from a great height. As with any security forces, Feed and Hawkman asked Tad Adam to kneel down and surrender. They wanted to solve everything without violence, but Tad Adam refused.
I kneel before no one.
The fight continued in the air. Like a flying bird, it was seen that Tad Adam was successfully hit hard by Hawkman, until he fell to the ground. Feed then summoned a cyclone and Atom Smasher, to finish off Tad Adam. Their strategy went well. Atom Smasher gave a precise punch as a last resort to catch Adam's tat, but suddenly, but Adam, who went somewhere, was a little ignored, because the Justice Society preferred to interrogate Adriana about the slate crown. Adriana initially constantly insulted the Justice Society group, but then they told Adriana a secret. With an agreement, Adriana brought Justice Society to where Adam's tat is. They will negotiate peacefully. Adriana then starts a conversation with Tad Adam, to discuss whether the secret that was told by the Justice Society, whether it turns out that Tad Adam is not the champion, which was told by the ancestors of the Kahndaq people all this time, and yes just answered.
You may not have been a hero.
I never claimed to be anything. I will hear them out.
I can't believe you're sitting around watching TV when the most—
Meanwhile, in another place, Eamon, who had just arrived at his house, met Ismail. Eamon was confused, because Ismail suddenly put a gun on him, while continuing to ask where the slate crown was kept. Eamon did not know what to do, but with Kareem's smart idea.
Run, Amon, run!
We return to the point where Adam started the negotiations. The negotiations lasted a long time, because both parties remained firm in their respective positions. Suddenly Adriana got a call from Eamon.
I'm on. They're coming.
Panic heard news from Eamon. Adrian immediately asked Tad Adam for help. To help him save Eamon, Amon's hideout was found out. A massive chase was carried out in the flat. Then someone came on time. When Tad Adam was busy doing his massacre of the intergangs, Ismail secretly kidnaps and takes Eamon. It turns out that Ismail is a traitor who is part of the intergang. Tad Adam, who realizes that Eamon has been kidnapped using a flying motorbike, immediately tries to catch all the intergangs he sees flying along the road. Then Justice Society also comes to help him find Amon's whereabouts. Tad Adam manages to catch the last intergang motor. But Amon was still not found. Then a feed appeared who told Tad Adam that they had been tricked by Ismail. The scene changed to Adriana, who was grieving over the loss of Amon. Tad Adam immediately returned to Adriana's house. There he met Hawkman, who brought with him 2 intergangs, who survived to be interrogated, but Adam seemed to have changed. He looked calmer and became non-violent, when he forbade Adrian to beat intergang who was caught by Hawkman but suddenly.
I think I'll sit this one out. Tell me what you did with Amon. You said you wouldn't hurt?
The debate reoccurred between Tad Adam and the Justice Society. When they returned from above the clouds, the fights reoccurred.
Wolves don't kill people. Is that what I think it is?
After getting information on the whereabouts of Amon and Slate Crowns, Tad Adam, Adriana, and the Justice Society then consulted again on what the next best strategy to take. A small conversation took place on the plane between the Hawkman and Dr. Feed. There they discussed future predictions that can be seen by Dr. Feed. When the attack plan was being made, Hawkman suddenly realized.
This is where you come in. Are you ready? Damn it.
Or we could just do that.
After the indiscriminate attack carried out by Tad Adam, they finally found Amon and Ismail. Negotiations were carried out. Initially the Justice Society refused to give the Savik crown to Ismail, but a mother's love for her child made Adriana cancel the original plan to save Amon.
Right. And you have just given me everything I need. I'm the last living descendant of King Achton the Great. They say, when Hurut died...
Ismail finally revealed the most important secret he had been hiding all this time. The gun that had been held by Ismail finally shot at Amon. Tad Adam immediately acted, seeing the situation that would get more chaotic in a moment. Justice Society immediately prepared according to plan and Ismail was found charred, and Ambone was rescued. They finally left. The scene turned back to the city of Kahndaq. Hawkman for the umpteenth time tried to invite Tad Adam to surrender peacefully. Then one more secret was revealed. It turned out that Tad Adam was not a legendary hero that many Kahndaq people tell. He is a person who actually saved by the champion, whose record is his own son. That means the child was actually chosen by the magicians to become a Kahndaq protective hero. After unlocking the secret, finally Tad Adam surrendered himself to Justice Society. He realized that he was not a hero, and would only add to the destruction in his hometown.
Shazam.
Then the Justice Society immediately took Tad Adam's body, which no longer had that power. According to the original plan, Tad Adam would be placed in a super-tight underwater prison, to keep him from rising again.
They'll keep him in suspended animation.
Hey! There he is.
All conditions seems to have ended happily for everyone. Amon joked with Semester and Cyclone. Somewhere, without anyone noticing, Ismail's corpse began to show strange signs. The scene returned to the sophisticated ship belonging to the Justice Society. Hawkman spoke to the Dr. Feed regarding the prophecy that had been bothering him. Finally Feed told him that according to his visions, Hawkman would die. In another room the Cyclone was discussing with Adriana regarding the slate crown. They realized a mistake regarding the spell or sentence on the crown. It turns out that everything that what has happened is Ismail's plan. He really needs to die first, before finally being able to master the devil's power, through the slate crown.
Saba.
Quickly, they immediately saw the rise of the Slate King, who suddenly appeared in front of the plane. The plane finally crashed. Adriana and Eamon tried to run, while the Justice Society was preparing to face the slate. The last plan was finally made. Hawkman was going to commit suicide, in order to stop the slate, but suddenly.
I didn't tell you my whole vision, old friend. First time in 100 years. I look ahead.
Wait, Ken! Why? Ken!
Finally Feed advanced alone. With his other powers, he tried to call Tad Adam, who was imprisoned under the sea. Fed's telepathy to Tad Adam turned out to be connected. Tad Adam received a message asking for help from Dr. Feed. He suddenly opened his eyes, and immediately tried to get out of the prison that held him. After passing several officers, Tad Adam tried to rise to the surface of the sea, by swimming using monkey style, and saying a spell to restore his strength.
Shazam!
Elsewhere Feed has reached the limit of his strength. He is unable to fight against Sabak, and in the end, Sabak managed to reach the throne, and perfected his strength. The last attack attempted by the Justice Society failed. Outside the ruins of the palace, Sabak's strength began to appear. Corpses from hell rose and attacked the Kahndaq residents, including Adriana and Eamon. When they were almost hit by an attack, another of our heroes appeared. Eamon then ran to the hiding place of the Kahndaq people. There he made a speech to ask the Kahndaq people to rise up fearlessly and together fight the Sabak troops. Hawkben, who was trying to fight the Sabak alone, was seen in a state of pitiful. Sabak also tried to kill the Kahndaq residents all at once, until finally the one he had been waiting for arrived on time. The battle between the strongest soon began. Hawkman then got up. With the power of the dead Feed helmet, his strength was increasing, and he was able to keep up with the slate. The Kahndaq people finally cheered, celebrating their victory. The Justice Society, represented by Hawkben, finally thanked for the help that came from Tad Adam. Their hostility, which had been so hot from the beginning of the story, finally subsided. They could work together another time, and said goodbye. Tad Adam, in the presence of Adriana, Eamon, and also Kareem, occupied the royal throne as a symbol of his strength. But after a while, Tad Adam was dissatisfied with that then.
Are you gonna be our hero?
Kahndaq is over.
Kahndaq finally reinvented the hero, who will protect their city from any harm. Finally Tad Adam accepts the title of hero pinned on him. With one condition, he asks anyone to stop calling him Tad Adam, because it's out of date. Now onwards, he will be called Black Adam.
You will not live to regret it.
Send them all.
This nervous.